All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at round 7 of Sugar Ray Leonard versus Marvelous Marvin Hagler. All right, it's a good fight. So here we go. Leonard wanted to stay on the outside. Hagler wanted to get him on the inside. As you see Hagler go to the inside right there. Leonard ties him up. That's the strategy Leonard was using. Hits him with a 1-2 to the head. Jabs to try and keep him off. You'll see Leonard usually go low using his shoulder to protect himself. Again, he lands another punch on Hagler. Hagler hasn't landed anything yet. Nice little uppercut there by Hagler. But most of those punches are really hitting Leonard on his shoulders or his arms. Good little body shot right there. Another little body shot in there by Hagler. Leonard, nice pivot work by Leonard there. Again, using the shoulder. Hagler trying to go over the shoulder there. Then hits him with a left hook right there. Hagler catches him with a left hook, but Leonard had his guard up. Again, stays low. See how Leonard kind of bobs and weaves? There you go. Dips under. Lands at 1-2. Hagler hits him with a shot, but Leonard snapping back. Leonard lands his shot. So they are both fighting on the inside. This is Hagler's terrain. Yet Hagler still ain't doing much. He's mostly hitting hands. Leonard's the one getting the shots in. The thing is, see, Leonard just countered him again and again and again. Hagler's really missing with his shots. Problem is Hagler's head hunting too much. See, a lot of head hunting. It's not really hitting Leonard right there. He hit him with a good body shot, so Leonard hit him with a solid head shot because he felt that. Leonard keeping him at bay first. Now he's back in the inside. Hagler pushes him off, so he won't clinch. Good body shot by Hagler. Leonard gets away. Nothing really landing by either guy because the hands and arms get in the way. See, these shots here are being blocked by both guys. Hagler got a nice compact defense. Nice 1-2 by Hagler to the body. Leonard snaps back out of the way. Again, just hitting Leonard on the shoulders here. See, catching him on the shoulders all there. Caught him with a nice little uppercut right there and a nice body shot there. Leonard jabs him to keep him off. Leonard hits him a 1-2-3. But, of course, Leonard's shots are not as hard for Marvin Hagler. Hagler still keeping coming. Good body shot, but it's again protected by Hagler as Hagler also threw a headshot. Hagler missed with his headshot. Leonard hit him with a sharp headshot. Another left hook to the head. Now he's trying to hold. This is where Hagler starts to work through the hold. But Leonard seems to be really getting the better of the exchanges here. Hagler again hitting him a 1-2. Throwing a jab. Leonard again hits him with a 1-2 with vicious. See Leonard now wagging his teeth. Leonard goes over the 1-2 again. Double hooks. He does the shuffle. He throws a combination. Hagler is not really landing much here in this round. This looks like a Leonard round so far. Hagler just missing. Look how he's missing. Catches Leonard with a little jab. Nice little hook right there. Catches him to the head, but Leonard's also rolling it. See, these are not clean shots. See, they're not clean shots. Leonard's protecting. Catch him with an uppercut right there. Leonard's the one hitting him with the clean shot straight through the round. As a result of that, that's a Leonard round. Round number 7 goes to Sugar Ray Leonard. See, his trainer, Dundee, says it looks like he's hitting you, but he's not hitting him. His defense is pretty good. So he can actually stand and trade with Marvin Hagler. He has good enough defense to handle it. So Sugar Ray Leonard is won round 7. So in all now, when we look at it, Sugar Ray Leonard is now up 5 rounds to 2. Sugar Ray Leonard winning rounds 1, 2. See, this is his 1-2 combinations. Keeps on catching Hagler to the head. He's won rounds 1, 2. Hagler won round 3. Leonard won round 4. Hagler won round 5. And Leonard won round 6 and 7. 5 rounds to 2. Leonard only has to win 2 more rounds to win the fight. Marvin Hagler needs to get the rest of these rounds here. And his trainer is telling him the very same thing. All right. I'll go into round number 8. I'm going to try and do round number 8 with you guys. So here it is. Hagler starts off by hitting Sugar Ray Leonard with 2 jabs. So he knows he has to get this round. He's really pressing the action right now. Leonard still boxing on the outside. Oh, get caught with the jab again. Leonard trying to gauge with his jab. And the fight is stopped because of some tape on the gloves, I think it is. My camera, once again, is blurring out. It comes back into focus there. Lucky for me. So there was a pause in the action. Hagler seemed to have the upper hand right there. But apparently the fight was stopped because of that. Let's see if the momentum changed or not. Hagler comes through again with the jab. Leonard just stays right outside of range. So Leonard decides to fight him on the outside. Now he's on the inside. He's trying to clinch up. This is where Hagler wants to get the work done. Leonard throws a 1-2 combination to Hagler's head. His head cannot be missed. Hagler does not move his head. Leonard is blocking those punches. Those punches are not landing. They're hitting Leonard on his shoulders. Again, Leonard using the shoulder to protect himself. There's a body shot, again protected by the shoulder. He's got caught on the head there by Marvin Hagler. Leonard hasn't really landed anything though either. Hagler's mostly the one that's landing. There's a double jab again that just barely hits Leonard. Leonard gets jabbed on the side of the head right there. There's a body shot by, oh, Hagler just landed some really good body shots right there. My camera's out of focus. I'm trying to get it back into focus. Come on, damn camera. Hagler hits him again with an uppercut. The fucking camera is now blurring out on me. I'm sorry about this, guys. Come on, fucker. Okay, there we go. We're back into focus. Leonard's trying to get away from Hagler. Of course, Hagler being the more effective puncher. Leonard's punch is not doing so much to Hagler as Hagler's punch is doing to Leonard. Leonard throws a 1-2, but it's protected by Hagler. Hits gloves. Hagler's definitely, this is Hagler's fight so far. This is the kind of fight Hagler wants, even though he's not cutting off the ring against Leonard. He is landing some shots here and there. Leonard landing a 3-punch combination. Hagler landing a 3-punch combination to Leonard's body. Leonard starts to clinch up immediately. Hagler's back in there. There's again body punches, and Richard Steele is telling Leonard not to hold. Good defense by Leonard, though. He keeps range. There he hits him on 1-2. Hagler is not able to respond. Hagler needs to close the distance. Leonard counters him. Hagler counters Leonard. Good body shot by Hagler. He needs to do more body shots. Leonard there counter punching Hagler and stops him in his tracks. Right now he's disrupting Hagler. Pivots around Hagler. Again, protecting himself. Hagler not really landing anything there. Good body shot by Hagler. Another body shot by Hagler. A third body shot by Hagler and a headshot. And that's the end of the round. All right, I'm going to say the honest truth. Since Leonard didn't do too much in this round, he did a couple flurries. I'm going to give this round number 8, to Marvin Hagler. So Marvin Hagler actually gets round number 8. So round number 7 went to Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard is now up 5 rounds to 3. Marvin Hagler winning round number 8. Got a lot of really good body punching by him. The defense by both guys was pretty good. But at the end of the day, I think Marvin Hagler, you can see Leonard's really visibly tired there at the end there. I think he took some punishment from Marvin Hagler. But good defense by both guys, mostly through the round. Of course, Hagler always keeping his hands up. Should I go to round number 9? Shout out to, what's this gentleman's name? Afro-American Thoughts. Leonard took a page out of Ali this fight. Yeah, sort of. All right, Leonard is up 5 rounds to 3 after 8 rounds. Afro-American Thoughts, let me hear what you think about round number 9. I'm going to continue to round number 9, okay? So here's Sugar Ray Leonard. He's again backing up, the back foot. Nice pivot work right there. Then he lands the 1-2 and he keeps on pivoting. Yeah. Well, Leonard again. Oh, nice hook by Leonard. Leonard again pivoting out of the way of Marvin Hagler. Hagler, of course, being the slower fighter. Leonard, much better footwork. Hagler's trying to make it a fight. And Leonard's just so much quicker. His punches don't do as much damage, but he's so much quicker than Hagler. Hagler catches him with a left hook, but Leonard had thrown like 2 or 3 punches to Hagler's head. And Hagler's head is there to be hit. Oh, good body shots by Hagler right there. Good dug body shots to the body. Look at Leonard tie up Hagler. Very brilliant work. And then again, Leonard standing in the pocket. Of course, Hagler landing body shots right now in the clinch. And that's sapping Leonard. But look at the jab to keep Hagler occupied. He's occupying Hagler. Hagler has to use his defense to get on the inside. Hagler's on the inside, but look how beautifully Leonard just rolls those punches. Took 2 body shots, though. But look how beautiful it is with Leonard. And then another good shot, and a good shot to the body and head. Hagler's smiling as he's coming to Leonard. Trying to wear him down, cut him with a 1-2. But look at Leonard dip under the punches. Now he's catching the punches on the side. Caught a beautiful shot to the head, though. Oh, Hagler's teeing off. Now, okay, good body shots. Good body shots by Hagler. Headshots again by Leonard. Leonard staying in the corner. Now he's rolling the punches. Now he's dipping from the punches. Nothing in there is really landing. A good body shot by Hagler. Using the jab. Leonard's trying to pick it off. And Leonard flurrying to occupy Hagler. To occupy Hagler. And then he just, again, snaps out of the way of the shot. Good. This is called they call those things shoe shine. Just to occupy Hagler. So you can get the big shot off. So you got the big shot. So you go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Boom, boom. So he's staying on the outside. Hagler was doing the better work, but Leonard's defense also is a good factor. Got caught in the head there, though. Snap back from the shot again. Got caught in the head. There's Hagler again going to work. One shoe shine again. Hagler trying to trade with him. Has to get out of the way of shots. Hagler is tired, it seems. Leonard again catching him. Hagler's trying to gauge him so he can land shots. Leonard's the one throwing shots. Just caught with a 1-2, though. Hagler's trying to work him in the body there. Look at Leonard head control Hagler right there. So he kind of tamed Hagler, if you ask me. Because Hagler is missing certain punches. Now Leonard is visibly tired, even though he's over-exaggerating it. He's visibly tired. Still rolling the shots. Notice the rolling and the dipping and the snapping back. So Hagler is missing a whole set of shots. Hagler should be working on the inside right there, and he's tired himself. This is a good Hagler round, but this is not a round that Hagler won. Hagler was not able, even though he was able to get Leonard to the ropes, and it's his kind of fight, he was so tired, and he was missing so much that he really didn't land enough punches. But the punches he landed were the more meaningful punches. But this is actually a Sugar Ray Leonard round because Sugar Ray Leonard landed so many flurries and so many clean shots. Hagler also caught him with some clean shots. But look at his defense. See how Hagler throws a shot and Leonard goes below that? He rolls under and he slips under. Look at the combination of punches here by Leonard. Whole bunch of punches. You got to count the activity of Leonard here. Hagler comes back with some good body shots. But Leonard also is catching, he's blocking, he's rolling these shots. So this is a round. It's not a tough round to figure out. You have to figure out who was the guy who had the better defense there. And it was Leonard. Even though Hagler was throwing a lot of shots, the real reason is when Hagler actually got Leonard where he wanted him, notice that Hagler was unable to do anything. Here's Leonard coming in with the leaping right. Usually that catches the opponent off guard, not Leonard. He's pivoted out the way. And look at Leonard again go. So Leonard won round 10 as well, which puts Leonard up 6 rounds to 3. Leonard has to win one more round to win the fight. He's got 11 and 12. Hagler's coming on strong, though. He's getting to do what he wants, but he's so frustrated. By the time he gets to where he wants to be, he's tired. So those pitter-pat shots that Leonard's doing in shoe shine keeps Hagler frustrated, and Leonard's been frustrating Hagler throughout this fight. Hagler cannot get him where he wants. Look, he can't even cut off the damn ring. Catches him with a good shot, but it's partially blocked by Leonard. Look at that body shot go wide. Look at that other hook miss. Look at that other hook miss. Leonard's defense. He rolled with both shoulders. Good body shot by Hagler. Dug to the body right there. His trainer told him at the end of round 10, you need 2 big rounds. He told Hagler that. He said, show him who's boss. Okay, my video just went blurry. Okay, there you go. See Leonard landing the more punishing shots. Look how Leonard is blocking all those shots. He got caught with a shot there. Got caught to the chest with a shot. Hagler should have gone to the chest more. He was head hunting because Leonard got into Hagler's head. Look at these shoe shine again, and he pivots out the way. Hagler gets him in the corner, and Leonard gets out of the corner. Look at Leonard going toe-to-toe with him now. Toe-to-toe with him because he's so fucking slow. And he's also tired. Hagler can't do shit with Leonard right now. He can't do shit with Leonard. Look at Leonard do all kinds of things to Hagler. Look how he's doing all kinds of shit to Hagler. Hagler ain't doing shit to Leonard. He's not doing anything to Leonard. He hit him with a left hook there. 2 good body shots right there and a headshot. Leonard's trading with him now. Look at that. Leonard's trading with him. Leonard's tying him up a little bit, wearing him down a little bit more. Here's Hagler trying to get out of the clinch. He's landing a couple punches. He tries to do the leaping left hook, and Leonard just snaps out the way. Leonard again landing a combination. Now, these punches that Hagler's landing on Leonard, they have a serious impact on Leonard, and they're hurting Leonard, don't get me wrong. But Leonard is also using his defense, so he's not getting hit flush all the time. Look at oh, caught him in a left hook, Leonard slightly rolled. See? Look how he's tied up right there. Marvin Hagler ain't doing shit right now. He's supposed to be doing something. He's not doing anything. Look at Leonard. Leonard's crisper with his shots, too. Final 10 minutes. Final 10 seconds. Hagler ain't doing nothing to Leonard. He catching him with uppercuts and shit. And Leonard's won that round again. Leonard's won the fight. Officially right now, Leonard has won the fight 7 rounds to 3. 7 rounds to 4, or 7 rounds to 4, or is it 7 rounds to 3? What round is this? What round is this? Round 10 or round 11? This is round 10. So Leonard's officially won the fight already. 7 rounds to 3. We're going into the championship rounds, 11 and 12. Hagler need a knockout. Hagler need a knockout to win. Hagler needs a knockout to win, ladies and gentlemen. Leonard is tired of shit, though, because he's taking some serious punches from Hagler, serious body punches. But because of his defense and being able to ride and roll punches from the left to the right, he's able to hang in there with Hagler. Look, he's right in there with Hagler, and Hagler can't hit him. Look at that. Now he's using his feet. Now he tags Hagler. Catches the punch, rolls the punch. Hagler ain't hit him nothing yet. He hit him a 1-2. Hagler hasn't hit him yet. Good body shot by Hagler. Finally lands a punch. Come on, zoom back in, fucking phone. Come on, zoom back in, phone. God damn it, fucking phone. What the fuck? The fuck is wrong with this fucking phone, man? Zoom back in, bitch. Okay. Hagler catches him with a little jab. See, Hagler is so frustrated right now trying to just make the distance. And he's missing. Look how he misses. Remind me of Gennady Golovkin versus Canelo Alvarez a bit. Except Leonard's not as skilled as Canelo. Hagler landing a couple shots there. A couple lefts to... Oh, wow. A left to Hagler's body now. Leonard ties him up again. Marvin Hagler is tired. Leonard teeing off, but of course blocked by Marvin Hagler's gloves. Look how he's just staying low, and Hagler can't land anything. Leonard leaping right to the body. He got him on the ropes. What's Hagler going to do? Hits him a left uppercut there. Throws uppercut punches on the inside. Leonard starts blitzing him with speed and then gets away. Hagler's punches are having an effect, though. It's tiring out Leonard. Hagler's catching him when he wants him, but it's so hard for Hagler to catch Leonard. See Hagler breathing through the mouth now and grinning. What I mean by that is, okay, he just got caught with a leaping right. Hagler caught him. But look at Leonard just getting out of the way of Hagler's punches. Nice left to the body by Hagler. Yeah, what I mean by that is Leonard don't move his body like Canelo. See how Leonard's getting caught flush by Hagler here? He shouldn't get caught flush by Hagler. And Leonard has a different way of using his defense. Canelo would not have been hit with those shots. But that's because Canelo's really good at inside fighting. Leonard's not really that great at inside fighting. And Leonard more would fight his way out instead of using defense. Hagler would not hit Canelo with a single shot. Too fucking slow. Hagler lands a couple shots there on Leonard. And that's it. That's the end of the bell. So once again, Marvin Hagler did land a couple of good body shots. So Leonard here, you can see he's tired. And but again, Leonard's winning this fight, man. Leonard's winning this fight. Angelo Dundee, even the behavior by Angelo Dundee shows you that he's winning the fight. Let me just turn up the volume so you guys can hear. You can see Leonard knows he's winning the fight. Listen to Hagler's corner. So the trainer basically is saying this. The trainer is telling him, his trainer is saying to him that see, he has to come up with vicious. He said this is it. You gotta, it's all on the line. You gotta go in there and take care of business. So that's what he told Hagler. So Hagler kind of knew he was losing the fight. So as much as Hagler was saying how he felt robbed at the end of this fight, see, Hagler came up with a vengeance this time. Good left to the body. Good left to the body. But that's about it. He ain't do nothing after that. He's tired. Leonard burned him out. Look at Leonard talking to him now. Leonard just talked to him. Said he's taunting him. Leonard's taunting him. So Leonard got in his head and pretty much Hagler ain't got nothing. Look at Leonard. He's just taunting him. Got caught with a left hook and then that's it. Hagler has not landed anything else. He's missing like a motherfucker. Leonard catches him in the uppercut. Good body shots by Hagler right there. Blocked by Leonard. Got a good shot in there at Leonard's face, but then Leonard just got so much speed. Look at that. He just blitzing him with speed. Hagler's coming after him. Leonard's already stole this round. Just with that speed alone. He's just outpacing Hagler. And now, all he's doing, he's doing like Floyd Mayweather with Manny Pacquiao. He just galloping around the ring for the final round. he's on his bicycle. Now he clinches him up. This is just like a Mayweather-Pacquiao in a way. He looked at the clock. He dipped low. And he's just waiting for Hagler to look how he's catching those shots. And then he just throws off. He's so much faster than Marvin Hagler. Look, Hagler throws a punch and he falls backwards. Oh, this fucking camera. Come on, camera. Look, he raises his hand like Floyd, too. And he's on his back pedal. Motherfucker, come on. Zone in, fucking phone. God damn it. There you go. Now he's just clinching up. He know he won the fight. He know he won this fight. He is tired from those body punches. He is tired because look at him blitz. Look at him blitz Hagler. He's just so much faster than Hagler. And then he gallops around the ring. Only a couple more seconds of the fight. Now he's just staying right in front of Marvin Hagler to show him that, catching the punches, blocking most of those punches. Hagler can't do shit. Look at Hagler. Leonard's the one doing shit. Look at Hagler. Hagler ain't doing nothing. Hagler catch him with two nice flush lefts, though. Caught him a nice left to the body. And Leonard wins the fight. And he knows he's won. He knows he's won. And Angelo Dundee knows he's won. They know they psyched out Hagler. And they know they beat Hagler. But Leonard, you can see him collapsing now. He used a lot of energy in that fight. And he got hit with some nasty body punches. So he tired. Hagler's doing a dance, but Hagler knows he lost. Leonard hugs him. Now I want you to watch the reaction post-fight so you guys can see something else, all right? Look how Leonard goes up to the ropes and he knows he's won. Look at him behave. Hagler's not doing none of that shit. Leonard knows he's won. Hagler's raising his hand too as if he won, but his trainer already told him what he had to do. Trainer said I needed 2 big rounds, the 11th and 12th. Hagler couldn't do shit. Now watch it, Leonard, as he's talking to the crowd. Even before the verdict is called, Leonard knows he's won. Watch this. Let me turn up the volume. Ray Leonard can't believe it. Watch it, Leonard be
118 Leonard, 110 Hagler.
Look what Leonard does.
And Judge Dane Baretti scores.
Okay, he's talking to the people.
115, 113. By the winner.
Watch it in.
By a split decision. And knew.
See, he knew. He got up to do it. Then he said, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. He knew he won. Let me tell you why I think Marvin Hagler retired. Let me tell you guys why I think Marvin Hagler retired. And he was talking about how he felt he won the fight and stuff. I'm going to tell you why. Ray Leonard beat Marvin Hagler mentally and physically. He mentally and physically got into Marvin Hagler's head. And he beat him. And that's why Marvin Hagler retired from boxing. He wasn't going to rematch Leonard because he knew he was never going to win that fight. He knew Leonard beat him. And he knew he couldn't beat Sugar Ray Leonard. That's the truth. And I was one of the proponents who thought Marvin Hagler won because of the body punching. And let me just say, Marvin Hagler landed some really nasty body punches. But after watching this fight, this time and the time before, I came to the conclusion that Sugar Ray Leonard won this fight 8-4. And now today, I have the score for you guys as 9-3. Sugar Ray Leonard outboxed Marvin Hagler, outthought Marvin Hagler, outfought Marvin Hagler on the inside. And here's the funny part about it. You know, his trainer and coach was calling Sugar Ray Leonard a pansy and a softie because mentally they already were trying to grind Sugar Ray Leonard down. And the truth be told, his coach, his trainer, Marvin Hagler's trainer told him, man, you need those 2 big rounds. You need 2 big rounds. All right? Say fight's not in your favor right now. You need 2 big rounds. The trainer actually told him that in the fight, if you guys ever listened to it. At the end of the day, the scorecards were actually closer than I had. I had 8-4 Sugar Ray Leonard the first time I scored it in a while, looking at the criteria I was telling you guys about. And the second time, this time, I have it 9-3. I think I gave Marvin Hagler around 10. So you guys are watching me score the fight live, and you can see why I'm saying what I'm saying. Afro-American Thought says it was a close fight the first time I saw it. African-American Thought says tough to see who won. African-American Thought says Hagler landed the more effective shots last round. I'm not too sure which shots you're talking about on which round. But if you're looking at rounds 10, 11, and 12, he was landing the more effective punches for sure. The problem with this was he was so fucking slow that Leonard was blocking a lot of his shots, and therefore he wasn't landing as much. He obviously was the more effective puncher, and that he was hurting Leonard more throughout the whole entire fight. The problem with Marvin Hagler was he was too fucking tired. Once he got to the inside, Leonard would frustrate him so much, moved so much, had so much defense that Hagler, when he actually got to the point where he's really good at, he was burnt out and spent. And his trainer tried to spur him on, but he had burned too much energy in the fight. So at the end of the day, let me just change the camera here so you guys can see me. At the end of the day, Sugar Ray won this fight, not because he was the harder puncher or the more effective puncher of the two. It's because he was landing cleaner shots, a lot more shots, much more busier and harder to hit. Right? And so that made a difference. The rounds where Marvin Hagler actually had his way, I think rounds 5, rounds, 3, rounds, I think round 7, I think it was that I gave him. He had his way because he was visibly, he had Leonard in trouble, and he was really landing a lot of punches on Leonard. But the other rounds, around 10, you could argue was a Hagler round. Now I look at it, I realize he wasn't anything. He first of all, Hagler couldn't cut off the ring. You got to cut off the ring on the guy. You got to make the guy go a certain way. Like how Artur Beterbiev dealt with Zvordik. He made Zvordik go a particular direction. Hagler wasn't cutting off the fucking ring. That's the first thing. The second thing is, yeah, he was landing some very good, effective shots on Leonard, But for the most part, Leonard realized he was so fucking slow that Leonard could actually manipulate him and maneuver him how he wanted to. As a result, Leonard had deeps in defense, was keeping his head low. He would bob under shots, slip under shots, dip under shots, roll with both shoulders. And as a result of that, it didn't matter. And he was moving to the timing of Hagler, so that Leonard made Hagler look like he was the slowest thing in the world, like how Canelo made Triple G look slow as fuck, right? And it's because of the defense that these guys had. And so Leonard's defense was good enough that he could hang with Marvin Hagler. He still got caught with some shots flush, okay, which was not good. But he could snap back. He wouldn't get caught with like 3-4 punch combinations. And he would catch shots. He would block shots with his elbows, his hands, his shoulders. So at the end of the day, he did beat Marvin Hagler. He did beat Marvin Hagler. I thought it was a closer fight, but that was because my knowledge of boxing at the time was not as good as it is today. And I was really impressed with Marvin Hagler's body work. But now that I look back at it, he did do some good body work, but not enough. And most of the time when he was going to the body, he was really hitting Leonard's elbows. So, Leonard was catching a lot of those shots. And it's just because Hagler was just way too slow for Leonard. And maybe Leonard saw that Hagler was slowing down or something like that. Or maybe he realized that Hagler really wasn't that fast. It's one of the two. But at the end of the day, Sugar Ray Leonard did beat Marvin Hagler. That is the conclusion to the matter. And there's really no controversy to it. He outboxed him. He did just what he did to Roberto Duran. The difference is he made Marvin Hagler quit boxing. He made Duran quit the fight. Sugar Ray Leonard got into Marvin Hagler's head so much that Marvin Hagler did not want to box ever again. And Sugar Ray Leonard got into Duran's mind so much that Duran quit the fight. That's what Sugar Ray Leonard did. Duran got in Sugar Ray Leonard's head the first time. Sugar Ray Leonard lost by a split decision. But the second time, Sugar Ray Leonard got into Duran's head, and Duran quit the fight against him and never beat Sugar Ray Leonard again. All right, so that is the scoring for Sugar Ray Leonard versus Marvin Hagler. You guys can go through. You may agree with me. You may not agree with me. Please show me where you do agree, where you don't agree. But the game plan that Sugar Ray Leonard implemented was so good, he was able to fight Marvin Hagler on the inside even, because he was that much quicker than him. And he had better defense. Well, Hagler had a fixed defense. He could go with the hands up and he blocked everything. His body, his head, his chest, his whatever. But Leonard had a fluid defense where he would roll punches here. He would roll punches here. He'd catch punches down here. He'd catch punches up here. And then he would dip low. I'll demonstrate. So Leonard would catch here, okay? Roll here, okay? And then on top of that, Sugar Ray Leonard would dip on the punches and keep the hands together and dip on the punches and counter. And counter. Right? So Sugar Ray Leonard was doing that with some nice footwork, nice pivot work that he was doing. Mostly wide pivots like Muhammad Ali, wide pivots, but he also did some nice inside pivots to go to weak side to Marvin Hagler or strong side to Marvin Hagler, depending. And then he would do the clinch. The clinch was different. He would clinch up top. He would try to clinch over the shoulders. So most people in boxing today, they lock you up here like this. They lock you up here like this. But Leonard locks you up like here. And he slip and slide and stuff like that, right? So he lock you up on top to lock your arms down this way. So it's a lot more fluid. And they wrestle and then try to get punches in. And the thing about Leonard was, because he was tying up Hagler, because he was difficult to hit, because he was moving so much, in the beginning especially, because he was taunting Hagler, he was burning up Hagler's energy. And Hagler didn't realize he was burning up all this energy trying to get to Leonard. So by the time he actually closed the gap and got to Leonard, he was tired. Okay? People were saying he needed to work the body more, but you have to understand, when you go to the body, you leave your head exposed to sharp counters. And I just realized Marvin Hagler don't move his fucking head. So Leonard had target practice all day. He actually said it was an easier fight than he thought. So there you go. Sugar Ray Leonard versus Marvin Hagler. And that's it. That's my ultimate final scoring of the fight. That's what I call it. Let me see what you guys got to say. Shout out to African American Thoughts. Uh, African American Thoughts said, but I will say Leonard had the more effective style. Definitely. He was more effective indeed. He got Hagler to do, he burned out Hagler. He wore down Hagler so that Hagler didn't have nothing to really give in the 11th and 12th rounds. In the championship rounds, he really didn't have much to give. He was like a pussycat. African American Thought says, this is 10. All right, cool, man. African American Thought says, did you say Leonard is not as skilled as Canelo? Yeah, I said that. On the inside, particularly. Like I said, he do those things, but Canelo's. Y'all will think this is controversial, but it's not. So let me explain. I'm gonna demonstrate, okay? Because I had to demonstrate these things for people to understand what I'm saying. Canelo will inch in. Okay? So Canelo inches in on you. But on the inside, remember, he got the upper body movement. And on top of that, he got the lower body movement. So he inching like this. So if you say, for instance, what Marvin Hagler tried to come in at Canelo, whether it's southpaw or orthodox, and he tries to land his combinations like he usually do, leaping straight right, or left hook, he gonna miss. Why? Because Canelo will just do like this and then come back. He'll counter him, right? Canelo also would come with a combination. Okay? 1, 2, 3. A 1, 2, 3 combination. Maybe to the body, to the head. Hagler, though he kept himself up tight and nice, didn't move his fucking head. So he would be like Gennady Golovkin. A much better version than Gennady Golovkin, a lot more agile and stuff. But Canelo would tag his ass up. And he would hit him to the solar plexus when he's coming in. Canelo loved to do that. He loved to give you that left hook to the solar plexus. And pivot. And land an overhand right on your ass. I think Derevyanchenko would also give Hagler a lot of problems. Derevyanchenko's more skilled than Sugar Ray Leonard on the inside. Canelo's more skilled than Sugar Ray Leonard on the inside. Much better counterpuncher. Doesn't have to move around the ring excessively like how Sugar Ray Leonard was doing against Marvin Hagler. He would stay right in the pocket and still not be touched. And even though Leonard was doing some of that, but he was still getting tagged up to the head. Canelo don't get tagged up to the head because he rides punches. So Canelo would stay toe-to-toe with Marvin Hagler and still be beating the crap out of him. And because Canelo has head movement, changed head slots and all that shit, and upper body movement, as well as he has good foot movement, Canelo would really be tagging up Hagler. He'd be throwing a lot of combinations on Hagler. So he could stay in the pocket and live in the pocket. Canelo can live in the pocket against a guy like that. Especially when Marvin Hagler's coming to him. That's Canelo's forte. He loved that shit. So when I say Leonard's not as skilled as Canelo, I'm talking about mostly on the inside. And I'm talking about mid-range to inside. Of course, Leonard has better foot movement on the outside. Even though Canelo maybe has more precise footwork. He wouldn't do as much moving as Leonard did. Leonard would gallop around the ring. Canelo basically would just use the box step and just walk. Just use the sectors and pivot around the ring instead of be moving that excessively around the ring. But actually, the same strategy that Sugar Ray Leonard used against Hagler is the same strategy that Canelo used against Triple G the first time. And Floyd used against Marcos Maidana the second time. And Floyd used against Pacquiao the first time they faced each other. See? So, you know. Poopy Sister says, you still think Floyd would beat Leonard? Yeah, all day, every day. Leonard's old school. Terry Norris beat Leonard. Terry Norris is the ushering of the new school of boxing. Inbuilt defense and that kind of shit. Here's the thing. You think Pernell Whitaker would beat Sugar Ray Leonard? Poopy Sister. What's your opinion on that? African American Thought says, this is because fighters fight different these days because of Floyd. I can almost guarantee if Canelo was fighting during that time, his defense would not be that good or slick. Well, you could say all of that, but that's not Canelo. Canelo wouldn't be Canelo. That's what you're saying. and Canelo is Canelo. So you have to take it as it is. You can't look at it as because of Floyd. Yeah, yeah, of course it's because of Floyd, obviously. But what I'm saying is that be that as it may, Floyd, James Toney, Pernell Whitaker, Sugar Ray Leonard, Mike McCallum, all these guys influence these guys. That's why I say boxers today have evolved. It's not that the boxers today, um, I'm trying to boast them up and make them better than the boxers. It's just a natural progression of things. You look at tennis, you look at sprinting. It's just a natural progression of things that usually the modern day fighters today would be better than the past fighters of yesteryear, who are the best. The best of the era would be better than the best of the past era. That only makes sense because you got the best of the past era to watch at. So obviously you're going to try and supersede that and be better. It just makes sense to me. It makes sense, right? So when people say Sugar Ray Robinson was the greatest pound for pound of all time, I'm like, Sugar Ray Leonard would beat Sugar Ray Robinson's ass. He'd beat his ass 24/7 every single day of the week, 100%, right? But Floyd would beat Sugar Ray Leonard's ass 100% of the time. Why is that sacrilege? It's not. Right? You expect the people of Sugar Ray Leonard's time to say, nah, Sugar Ray Leonard would beat Floyd. You expect them to say that. Why? Because they're of that era. So they're going to look at their era as the greatest thing since sliced bread. But you look at, that's why I say boxing as a sport has evolved. You look at Tyson Fury. You look at Deontay Wilder. These guys are big. Tyson Fury 6'9". Deontay Wilder 6'6". Okay, and then you talking about small guys like Mike Tyson, 5'10", and I'm hearing guys saying Mike Tyson would beat these guys. He couldn't beat Lennox Lewis, who's 6'4". Lennox Lewis was whooping his ass, but he gonna beat them guys. He gonna beat a Deontay Wilder. Come on, man. Come on. Boxing as a sport has evolved. I mean, Tyson was an inside fighter. I would love to still see him against Deontay Wilder because, when you could get on the inside of Deontay Wilder, what would happen? I mean, Deontay Wilder can fight on the inside, as can Tyson Fury. Okay? Don't get it twisted. And these guys can fight. They can fight. You saw Tyson Fury get knocked down by Deontay Wilder and get the fuck back up. These guys can fight. They got fighting in their blood. Don't get it twisted. I'm angry with Tyson Fury, and I'm saying Deontay Wilder will knock him out in the next fight if you go to the body and shit. I'm not 100% guaranteed of that because we saw Tyson Fury get knocked down by Deontay Wilder and he got the fuck up. And I'm not surprised if he gets back up again. He's a warrior. He fights, okay? So it's not like, these guys they're legit. They're legit dudes. I saw Tyson Fury after he got up from the knockdown beat up Deontay Wilder. He went totally into fighting mode and he beat the shit out of Deontay Wilder. He still had his defense, but he beat Deontay. So I'm just saying, don't get it twisted. Tyson Fury is a true warrior. I'm not saying he ain't. I'm just saying, though, that the way how he behaving and the whack shit he's doing, like I want his ass to get knocked out. But that doesn't mean, it doesn't necessarily translate into that. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, let me see what you guys are saying again. African American Thought says, how do you think Leonard would do today at 47? He do okay. He do all right. He do all right. He'd hang with them boys. Now you're talking about 47, eh? But I'm gonna say this though. He would be smaller than the other. He would have to put on. Remember, it won't be same day weigh-ins, right? He'd be something like a Terrence Crawford, except he'd be bigger than Terrence Crawford. He got some skill. Don't get me wrong, but how do you think he'd do against Sean Porter? Think about what I'm saying. How do you think he'd do against Sean Porter? Think he survived Sean Porter? How do you think he'd do against Manny Pacquiao? He never fought Aaron Pryor, so we don't know, right? These are the question marks we have. Sean Porter and Manny Pacquiao, they are tenacious. They're really fast. They're faster than him. And they would overpower you. How would he handle that? How would he handle a Terrence Crawford? How would he handle Errol Spence? We don't know. There'd be a lot of question marks on him. He'd have to prove himself against those guys. Those guys are not no joke. In fact, there's a question mark on Floyd facing those guys, right? We think Floyd would beat them, but we really don't know for sure, right? And that's because it's the turning of the guard. It's a new generation. We saw that Sugar Ray Leonard, his style against a Terry Norris style, didn't favor too well. He got his ass dropped twice in that fight, right? Against Terry Norris. He landed some good punches on Terry Norris, but he got his ass dropped twice. A prime Sugar Ray Leonard against the guys now, he'd do okay. He'd survive. He might get knocked down. He might get knocked out by a couple of them guys because they so much more precise. They're so much faster. They're so much more sharper. They're so much more rehearsed. You know that and they so hungry that we saw 4 deaths in 3 months. 4 deaths in 3 months. These guys are bigger, stronger, faster, hit harder, you know. So the times of the Four Kings was great, but when you look at Marvin Hagler now compared to, some of those fucking middleweights now, the middleweights today, Hagler ain't fast compared to those dudes. He's slow, right? You see the middleweights, they're bigger and they're faster. Canelo throwing combinations. Danny Jacobs like speed, right? You look at Demetrius Andre, Marvin Hagler. Would he survive against these kinds of middleweights? If he come in 160, because he was going to be a 160, they had same day wearings back then. So he'd have been a smaller dude coming in on these dudes. He'd have been the true 160. Would he have survived these dudes? Hell of a lot more athletic. Hell of a lot faster than Sugar Ray Leonard. Would he have survived them? Think about what I'm saying. Jamal Charlo. He'd have to go up against Jamal Charlo. Like, think about what I'm saying. So boxing as a sport has evolved a lot. And maybe he would have done well with some of them. He would have hanged with some of them. But I mean, these are much bigger cats. And Sugar Ray Leonard, he would have fared okay. He wouldn't have been the best though. That's for sure. Too vicious, too hungry, too big. You're talking about now we have welterweights that weigh 175 pounds. Sugar Ray Leonard never reached that. Sugar Ray Leonard was like 156, 157. He was we call him a small welterweight. Fucking welterweights now, 175, 172, 170, 169, 168. That's the fucking welterweights we talking about. That's like Donnie Lalonde status. Could Sugar Ray Leonard hang with them guys? Could he? So, I mean, you have to put things into perspective. Even now, thinking of Floyd Mayweather, would he have hanged with all of these guys that we have now? Maybe. Would have been fucking difficult fights, especially if he stayed in boxing up to this point. He'd have got brutalized because it's a new generation. He's smart enough to stay in his own generational gap. Manny Pacquiao was fortunate to beat Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman was coming on strong until the body punch. I still think I think Manny Pacquiao hang with those guys. He got a chance, just like Sugar Ray Leonard. But he also got a chance again and short-circuited. Or punished in such a way that he's hurt for the very rest of his life. He could have permanent damage from some of these guys. Okay? Because these guys ain't no fucking joke. Okay? And boxing ain't a joke. So I'm just saying, African American Thought says, I have Floyd as the greatest of all time. I never call Floyd the greatest of all time. There's just too many great boxers for me to say that. And besides that, I think the popular consensus determines the greatest of all time. And I don't think Floyd's popular enough for people to say that. Maybe sometime in the future, maybe he may be called that. But for now, I think the problem with Floyd's career was he never really had a nemesis or a dance partner to make him that. Leonard had Thomas Hearns. Leonard had Roberto Duran. Leonard had not Marvin Hagler. Leonard had, who else he had? That was about it, right? He had Hearns and Duran. And so he had trilogies with them. And they were like his nemesis. Duran beat him. Hearns, gave him a good fight, the first fight. The second fight, Hearns beat him. It's debatable whether people thought Hearns beat him or not, but I thought he beat him. I think Leonard even said Hearns beat him. So those were legendary fights that made Leonard great, besides beating other people. But when you look at Floyd, he don't really got no nemesis to say that. He beat this guy and it was a trilogy or something, and he was great. He don't really have that. So I don't think that Floyd will ever be called the greatest of all time. But I do believe at present, even though that's likely to change, with the crop of fighters that we have coming up, I think he's the best ever to do it right now. I will always say that he's the best ever at this boxing thing, this hit and not get hit. He's the best at it. And it take a lot of people to actually beat him. You know, you got to have a fighter that is not easy to hit. That's very important to beat Floyd Mayweather. You got to have good defense. And, you know, there are only a few fighters I think that could beat him in boxing. One of them is Pernell Whitaker. And he's dead now. African American Thought says Tyson was beating people way bigger than him, and Fury would not match Tyson's intensity and power. I mean, Tyson does go to the body, and that's a key. The thing would be, can he get past Fury's jab, right hand, and Fury's athleticism? Fury's very athletic, moves very well in the ring. And so it's going to be hard for Tyson to close the gap on him and cut off the ring. You know, Tyson was quick on his feet, but Tyson wasn't quick for all 12 rounds. And with Fury, you're going to 12 rounds with Fury. You know, Fury will make sure Tyson doesn't get in close enough to him. You know, so there's all the disruptor jabs and catching him with the lead right. And even though he's punching down, Tyson was keep low to come up top. Tyson would have to do a hell of a lot of work just to cut the distance. And I watched the Tyson versus Lennox Lewis, and I knew it didn't matter if he faced Lennox Lewis early or late in their life. He was never going to beat Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis just too fast on his feet. Good pivot work. You know, change the angle so Tyson would have to turn. And you turn a guy like Tyson, then you back his ass up. Tyson couldn't fight going backwards. So once you start backing up Tyson, it was over. Just like how if you back up Gennady Golovkin, it's over. Danny Garcia would be a sitting duck against Sugar Ray Leonard. Again, you have to hit him. You know, Danny Garcia, I mean, Mauricio Herrera did a number on Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia is a strong guy. You saw Sugar Ray Leonard was tagging up Marvin Hagler, right? Danny Garcia is like a Marvin Hagler. Danny Garcia would have been that much bigger than Sugar Ray Leonard. Danny Garcia walks around 160. Like I said, these are fucking big welterweights. They're not like the usual welterweights. Back in Floyd's time, the welterweights were big too. But these are especially big welterweights right now. Even Terrence Crawford, I heard he's walking around 160 to 170. These motherfuckers big. African American Thought says that's because fighters don't fight in their true weight class anymore. That's true. That's true. Yeah. That's the difference right there. So when we talk about welterweights today, Sugar Ray Leonard is a small welterweight. Marvin Hagler is a very small middleweight. Because they stay around the true weight. They would have been around 160. You know, Leonard would have been around 150 something, you know, close to 147 when he was at 154, you know. Leonard's not a big dude like that. He wasn't like that, at least. So it would be totally different now because it was a different era and a different time. Floyd was a true welterweight. He stayed around 147 for most of his career. Pacquiao was a true welterweight. Marquez was a true welterweight. Marquez come in 148 tops on fight night. So, you know, that's the difference with this boxing thing, you know. Anyways, man, people, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leonard wins 9-3 when we scored here. I had 8 rounds to 4 the first time. Definitively, Leonard won this fight. His tactics, the strategy that he had with Angelo Dundee worked out just fine. He started straight away from the sticker move that Dundee wanted, and he actually traded with Hagler on the inside, but he did it smartly. You know, he would dip, he would roll under punches, he would roll punches with the shoulders, he would snap back just out of the way of Hagler's shots because Hagler was so fucking slow compared to Leonard. I mean, it was like Leonard was just moving at Hagler's pace, but Leonard was just so much faster than Hagler. I think he wastes a lot of energy sometimes out-flurrying Hagler. But hey, it is what it is, you know. That's the fight, y'all. So, thank you, African American Thoughts, for sharing your points of view. Crawford walks around 177. I was surprised when I saw it. He said that. He told me, I heard him say in an interview he's between 160 and 170. I didn't know he was 177. So see, he's full out. He's full out. Now, he used to walk around 150 something. Now he's 177. So There you go. He's now a full-fledged welterweight. So he ready to really do welterweight stuff. Right? So he ready. He ready now. And I heard Sean Porter say he thinks that Terrence Crawford will beat Errol Spence. Errol Spence walk around 180, 175. Clarissa Shields walk around 175, she say. So, you know. As to Terrence Crawford versus Clarissa Shields, I did send some messages back to them again. I will continue to do that so that we can see a 3-rounder between them, an exhibition fight, 3 rounds between them. I'm looking forward to that because that's a good something. I mean, it don't go down in their boxing records, but it would be very entertaining, and I do believe that Clarissa will go to 3 rounds. The question is, how will she really perform against Terrence Crawford? You know, will she be able to do pretty well against him, or will she just have to survive the 3 rounds? That is the real question. Of course, she's going to go to 3 rounds. Of course, Terrence Crawford is going to box her for 3 rounds. I just don't see Terrence knocking her out. I don't think Terrence would go for that. If the knockout comes, it comes. But, you know, Terrence is not really a knockout artist. So that's where a lot of people get the wrong idea. He never really stopped nobody within 3 rounds anyway. I think there's only one person in Dungu and maybe one of some of his earlier fights. But against Clarissa Shields, I just don't see it because, as I said before, she's a 2-time gold medalist. She spars guys all the time. I just don't see it, you know. I can't see Terrence laying out Clarissa Shields. I still want them to have headgear because they're professional athletes, and I really want less wear and tear on them. But I hope it will be a paid event. Trust me, it will be a good fight. It will be entertaining. And one of the things it will do is dismiss the idea of this Lucille Riker shit that people keep on talking about. Who Lucille Riker, was she even a boxer? I don't even know. She seemed to have kickboxing history. You know, what was her pedigree? Was she Olympian? I'm sure they didn't even have women Olympics back then. So, I mean, when it comes to boxing. So, I mean, you know, I just don't, I really don't, I mean, that was the early stages of boxing. You know, when you had Layla Ali and they out there, you know, Lucille Riker, that's so ancient now. Like, boxing has come so far, women's boxing has come so far from that. So, I just hope that people would see this and respect women's boxing. Not only that, but really just to show them that it's a fighter. And fighters are fighters, and fighters do what they do, you know. And so I'm pursuing the matter still. I have not stopped. I send messages to both of them all the time. I get responses, but not from them. I get responses from other people. But we're going to keep it going. We're going to keep it popping. You know me. I always look to follow through on what I say. You know, with respect to 68 Sports TV tried to respond to me in some of my videos, but he never responded with facts. He just talked about how I as a man look ugly or some shit like that, because in one of my videos I posted, I did him this as to say fuck you, which is really what I was saying. And he was like, you just had to show your face. And I was like, well, Ninja, I'm a man. I ain't supposed to be beautiful. You know, because you ain't beautiful yourself. You're pretty ugly. But duh, we're men. It doesn't really matter. Women don't love you because of your looks. In fact, women tend to like scruffy, ugly-looking guys. That's how he got married. He got beautiful children, too. If it was just looks. You know, he's like getting caught up in being clean-shaven, and he talking about I ain't get a bath in 3 days and shit, which is not true. You know, and he just doing a lot of ad hominem, but he not giving no substance. Like, you gonna address the issue or what? You know, so that's why I flipped him the finger and I said, "Fuck you." You know, I still mean it. Fuck you. He thinks I'm perturbed by it. Obviously, he is obviously what do we call it? Projecting his emotions onto me, which is a feminine attribute, which I like being feminine a little bit. I mean, every man needs to have a little female side of him. You know what I'm saying? Women like that. They like the soft side of you. But, I mean, you don't have to show me that. Like, you know, unless you're trying to suit me. Like, hey, man, you need to be clean shaven because I want to marry you or some shit like that, which I think is very homocentric, which I'm not really. I'm not a homosexual. I'm not gay. Yo, I could fire shots too, you know. All right, then. So, you know, it doesn't matter that I'm good looking or I'm ugly. It doesn't really matter. Because I don't care if a guy thinks I'm good looking or ugly. I don't even care if a woman thinks I'm good looking or ugly. Most women don't even go with men that are good looking anyway. Think about it. They go with a man for different reasons. It's not necessarily looks. You know what I'm saying? But I try to keep myself presentable nonetheless. But these days, fuck that. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So he tried to fire some shots. It was weak because all he was doing was this, running his mouth. He's running his mouth, but he's not saying nothing. He didn't ever debunk one, that Al Heyman manages the fighters. Two, that the fighters I named that he said Al Heyman don't manage, he does manage them still. And three, most importantly, he did not debunk the fact that I said that Devin Haney is ready for Lomachenko and will beat his ass. He never debunked that either, right? Like I said before, I was not sure about the Clarissa Shields thing. By the way, I did also fact check. It's now, it'll come to me. Louis Collazo. Yeah, he's an Al Heyman fighter as well. And he tried to go through BoxRec, and he said, well, you know what? BoxRec says that Al Heyman is a manager, advisor, promoter. But we all know Al Heyman ain't a promoter. You know how we know this? Interviews with boxers where they said he's not a promoter. He's an advisor. He's a manager. Now he's saying, you're talking, what we call that thing? Tomato talk, I'm talking, what do we call it? I'm being nitty picky about it, but he really acting as a promoter. And I said again, okay, well, where's his promotional company? When you sign to Al Heyman, it's like you signed to Shelly Finkel. He's a manager. In fact, the gentleman who manages Clarissa Shields, who's a manager, he's not a promoter, he manages Clarissa Shields, right? But what you find is that all these guys, and again, this has been explained by Peter Quillen and so many different people, but if you want to stay ignorant, 68 Sport TV or whatever the fuck you call yourself, if you want to stay ignorant about that, be my guest. I thought you liked to be educated. You sound like an educated person to me. You sound like someone who likes to be enlightened about things and look at the creative side of things. That's what you always look like to me. You know what I mean? But, like, do I give a fuck? No. If you wanna believe he's a promoter, believe he's a promoter. Hey, I can't make you believe the reality of the situation. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem firing back shots at your ass. You know what I'm saying? I could go in on you if I want to, but I don't want to. I don't do those things. I talk boxing. But if you want me to go at you, motherfucker, when I go at you, I go at you. Oh yeah. You trust me. Boxing librarian right now, he's still feeling the feelings. But I just don't want to give him a heart attack. Cause he's old. His old ass is too old for me to be killing somebody right now. Otherwise, I go at him. I destroy his ass easy, right? So if you want me to go at you, you want to start something with me, fine. Let's do it. Just understand something. There will be casualties, right? I'm not trying to do that though. I'm trying to do boxing, right? And as far as I'm concerned, you're still wrong. You're wrong. You're trying to side with Tyson Fury and talk about a bitch move, and this is a bitch move, and that's a bitch move, and then you try to go into an Afro-American accent when you don't sound like an African-American. You sound like a African, but not an African-American. Ain't no big thing, because you don't have to sound like an African-American. I'm not African-American. You know what I'm saying? I'm just behaving like me. I like the African-American accent, so I use it. But I'm not African-American. All right? So it's not a big thing. But what I'm saying to you is, because you're an educated person, the difference between you and all them other guys out there is you're an intellectual. And I know that. And there's nothing damn wrong with it, because I'm an intellectual too. But here's the thing. You're trying to say that the dude who discovered the gloves, he made a bitch move. And it's not a bitch move. That's what I'm saying to you. All right? And you're saying, you don't know what goes on in the gym. And so, come on, motherfucker. You know there's a code to it. Right? What goes on in sparring stays in sparring. That's what it says. Right? That's what it says. So, that's what it is. Now, whether you want to say I'm an authority on shit or not doesn't really fucking matter, because it's not my opinion. The opinion came from people in the boxing community, not me. See, you motherfuckers try to point it on me. Oh, you think you the be all and end all? I heard you. I heard you with all your little rant. You think you're the be all and end all. He thinks he's more than he thinks he really is. That's the shit all you motherfuckers be saying over and over. All of y'all. It's so funny to me. Y'all always say it. And then you come back and say the same shit I've been saying not too long after, a couple months after. But see, because I said it, I'm the dude who's all that, and he think he all that. Motherfucker. Man, you real? You're not serious, bro. So, like I was saying before, I don't think that was a bitch move. On my part, I think the brother decided to expose the motherfucker for cheating. And that, in my opinion, is a bitch move. Tyson Fury behaved like a bitch. That's the truth. You may not like to hear that, but I'm going to say it again. He behaved like a motherfucking bitch. He was a bitch, motherfucker. And you are trying to defend him by deflecting to the other guy because he a whistleblower? Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here with that shit. He was behaving like a bitch. And you know he was behaving like a bitch. But that's not a problem for Tyson Fury because Tyson Fury will go that way. Floyd Mayweather used to do that shit too. Floyd would behave like a bitch at certain points in time. And Gary Russell called him on his bitch move. He called him on his bitch move. But all of a sudden, oh, no, it's not Tyson Fury, it's the other guy that's a bitch. What are you defending Tyson Fury for? I don't get it. What are you defending him for? The man is already charismatic. The man doesn't need your defense. The man is doing what he feels is best for him. Why you gotta defend him? He's cheating. That's called cheating. He fucking cheating. He's a fucking cheater. So what? We doing like if this man is a hero. But we do as if boxers are heroes. Like they're the greatest people since sliced bread. Like they're good people or some shit like that. They're not. Just recently, there, Oscar De La Hoya is on charges of assault. Sergey Kovalev is on charges of assault. Somebody else is on charges of sexual assault. Okay? So what? They're boxers. They're not role models. They try to be for younger boxers coming up and for other people, but they're not perfect. So they don't have to be perfect, buddy. You don't have to be perfect. I don't have to be perfect. You think I need to be beautiful? I don't need to be beautiful, buddy. This is boxing. Right? When I'm getting hit upside my head and my nose get crooked and shit like that, and my face is busted and my eyes busted, it don't really matter, buddy. But I'm here about truth. You understand what I'm saying? And right now, you skewing the fucking truth. You're skewing the motherfucking truth to fit your fucking narrative. Okay? And that bullshit don't slide with me. I'm gonna check your ass every time you step wrong. I listen to your videos because I like you. But that don't mean I don't check your ass. Letting you know. And yeah, fuck you. I don't have a problem saying that to you. Because it don't mean shit. If I tell you fuck you, that don't mean nothing. What does that mean? Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. What does it mean? It don't mean shit. Think about it. Talk is cheap. Talk is cheap, man. It's all love up in here. I don't hate you. All it means is I'm saying get the fuck out of here with that explanation that you gave. Paraphrasing for people to understand. Because I'm only doing an argument. I don't mean no harm on nobody. But we just going with it. If you personally offended by what I just said, then I manipulated your mind, which is bullshit. You smarter than that. Right? So I don't expect you to be like going for that shit. All I did was counter you with some facts. Now, if you want to take offense to that, that's a different story. But you don't look like a guy that'll take offense to that shit. You accomplished dude. You shouldn't be taking offense to that shit from me. Get the fuck out of here. But it's nice. I like what you're doing, though. Maybe we'll meet in the ring. But you look bigger than me. You might kick my ass. Then again, maybe not. But I would like to still try. Man, I need motivation. I need motivation to keep boxing, man. I've been slacking off on training for the last 3 days. I need to get back to training. But you inspire me, bro. I'm gonna tell you, I like all your little workouts and things, and I love your creativity in your channel. Just to let you know, I'm a fan of you. But I just don't get why you talking that shit though. Talking about like if I'm all of a sudden you are anti PBC, and I just don't get it. I don't understand. What did the PBC do you? What did Al Heyman do you? I don't understand. Right? What did Errol Spence ever do you? What did Terrence Crawford ever do me? Nothing. Right? I don't hate Terrence Crawford. I actually think now that I've seen the information and the data, I think he a full fledged welterweight. I want to see what'll happen. I would love to see Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford next. You know, and I love to see Terrence Crawford just play anybody right now, anybody that is top tier. I'm waiting for that shit. I'm anxious as a fan to see Terrence Crawford get in there. But I mean, be honest with you, bro. At the end of the day, I mean, we boxing fans have only so much say. We have so much say in what fights happen, on what goes down. And sometimes, like I realize with these promoters and with these boxers and stuff, they just be teasing us. They be pulling the string and then they just like, they'll be teasing us. So we would talk shit, But I would love to see Crawford versus Spence. You know what I'm saying? Um, and as to you guys, the fans out there, I've sent out another poll. So we've got a poll with this is a curiosity. What do you guys think about Bitter BF versus Bivol? Who you think will win that fight between Bitter BF versus Bivol? I would like to hear what you guys have to say about that. And hopefully, you never know. I may actually have a boxing match with one of you guys on YouTube. Um, in light of what's happening with Logan Paul and KSI, and even KSI's trainer, who's a professional boxer, who's doing some good stuff. So I might actually be able to, or maybe you never know. I might link up with the Boxing Voice and actually enter their tournaments and stuff. Maybe next year or the year after. But I really do want to get into a professional fight. Maybe my first professional fight will be down here. My family and friends said they would come. They would support me on this, even though I'm a Christian. They cool with that. So I would love to see that happen. And you know, besides boxing, I do a number of other things. But for now, it should be cool to put that down, man, to get that going. But it's nice to see all you boxing fans out there. Some of you are real fucking boxing junkies, man. That is so dope. And even being able to reply to different channels and different videos and different people, it's really cool. And Carissa Shields was responding to a set of people about concerning her situation. She was a little bit disheartened, but I don't understand. Carissa Shields just need to focus on what she need to do. But hey, everybody got emotions and feelings, I guess, But Jamal Charlo obviously paid for the funeral of Patrick Day. I've seen boxers do that a lot. Not just Floyd Mayweather with Genaro Hernandez, but on Diego Corrales, but also Zab Judah as well. Put up money, for Diego Corrales' funeral and so on. I've seen boxers do that. And it's a fraternity. A lot of people don't realize there's a lot of love between boxers. We saw Badu Jack and Adonis Stevenson came up in the WBC conference. Badu Jack was hugging him up, and everybody was hugging him up. And he's moving around a little bit more. He's joking around and shit. He's not 100% yet, but he's coming back, and that is just such a bright light in the midst of the dark shadows. Saw Usyk photobombing and clowning around along with Anthony Durrell. Watching Andre Durrell, so proud of Clarissa Shields because both of them come from Flint, Michigan, and they're still looking for donations for the people in Flint. For those of you who are in the United States of America and can help and support that, really be helpful. Oscar De La Hoya talking about cancer and cancer awareness and why you see sometimes boxers wearing pink in the ring. I mean, it's just beautiful. There's a lot of beautiful things going on in boxing, and boxing has saved so many people's lives. Not just the poor and impoverished, but even some of the rich people who, otherwise would have gone down the fucking tube, to be honest with you. The sport is beautiful, it's poetic, it's lovely, and yet it's dangerous, it's deadly. It's the closest thing to a gladiator match. It's the closest thing to a battle, a war. The trenches, battle, fighting, war. It's the closest thing to that, and yet at the same time, it's considered a sport. But as I try to explain to people, it's a very, very dangerous sport. Like I'm old. I'm like almost 45, And so me getting into the sport of boxing at this point in time is very dangerous for me because my body is, if I was 45 years old and I was a boxer for, 20, 30 years, that would be a totally different story. But you're talking about I'm now trying to get my body acclimatized to the toughness of a sport. I could easily die in the ring. I could easily die in the ring. And that's something a lot of people don't understand. You don't start boxing late in your life like that. But, Adonis Stevenson, he started boxing at 26. Sergio Martinez started boxing at 28, 29. That was still a good age, in his prime. But, for me to start boxing at this late in my life, it's very dangerous. It's very dangerous. So I'm taking my time, getting my body accustomed, getting the proper training, getting the proper strength and conditioning that I will need to even try to start a first professional fight or first amateur fight. I think it'll be first professional fight. I don't think they have amateurs down here. So, is what it is. Probably put in a few rounds sparring, see how that feels. And then from there, we will find out if we can take it more seriously and actually enter a tournament and actually have a professional bout. But I'm really looking forward to getting into the ring. I'm really excited about it, but I know it takes time, and I have to just keep on preparing myself. What KSI and Logan is doing, it takes a lot of preparation, a lot of work, because these guys are going to go in there without headgear, and, it could be very tragic if they don't prepare properly. It's that dangerous a sport. Somebody can get very badly hurt very fast, okay? The guys that you see at the highest level doing this shit is like the guys at the highest level doing tennis. It's like the guys at the highest level doing American football. It's like the guys at the highest level doing basketball. These guys are well prepared for what they do. And you've seen with the 4 deaths that happened in 3 months, it don't take much but just one punch to change the course of a life and to end it. So it's a very dangerous sport. Very dangerous sport. We've heard so many stories of people who died in sparring. We've heard so many stories of people who were permanently damaged in sparring. You don't just fucking go inside a ring and say, I'm going to spar with somebody. You just don't do that. And even the person taking it easy on you, they could accidentally hurt you and permanently for the rest of your life. So don't take this shit, for granted. Don't just throw punches in there. Don't just go in there and say, okay, I'm just gonna go spar. Don't fucking do that. You know what I'm saying? Especially me. I'm older, so I have to be very careful how I take care of my body. On that note, I also need to go to the store and get some things to eat and stuff. But I really enjoyed talking with you guys and talking to this Marvin Hagler versus Sugar Ray Leonard. I know I said a lot more than a mouthful about a number of different issues and topics today. I just wanted to let people know I'm watching their videos. 68 Sport, I'm always watching your videos. I keep track of everything you're doing. I am one of your fans, if you don't know. Also, shout out to D Styles Boxing. I'm a fan of him and EJ Boxing Live, as well as I'm a fan of so many other channels like Showbiz the Adult, Barry Robinson, Million Styles Boxing, who just recently put out another video which was really good and informative, as well as so many other channels you guys have, including Intangible Boxing. I always watch your stuff, Intangible, and also. And I don't have to agree with people, but I like to reply to people as well, give my take on things. There's nothing wrong with that. It's freedom of speech. Thank God we still have freedom of speech in this world. I don't know how much longer we will have it. But once we have it, we should be able to talk as well, whatever we want to say, however we want to say. Until we get that freedom taken away from us, we should really enjoy it and use it to the max. There's nothing wrong with having different opinions, even shooting, firing shots at one another. I prefer to be in the ring fighting somebody, but, you could be enthusiastic to get in the ring and get your ass beat because you don't have all the fundamentals down, and I don't have all the fundamentals down. I'm still working on my game. I may understand some of the strategies, some of the tactics that boxers do in the ring, but obviously I don't know everything, and obviously I'm still learning a lot. So looking forward to it. As soon as I get my first pro fight or first amateur fight, I'm going to film it so you guys can see. You guys are going to really enjoy it. Whether I get my ass beat or not, I'm going to show you guys. I'm crazy like that. I don't care. Shit, I just need to experience what it is so that when I talk about it, at least I understand what it is I'm dealing with. But until then, man, guys, you have a blessed night. You have a blessed time. It was nice talking with you guys. And you guys, if you got the belly and you got the guts to get in there, and are you talking about barbershop conversations? Barbershop conversations, he cool these days. I like some of his content. He cool. I also like Coach Shelton Harris. Coach Shelton Harris is my dude. We don't always agree on everything, but he a cool dude. I use a lot of expletives. African American thought says masculinity is important. It's somewhat overrated, bro. I'm gonna tell you why. Love is actually what we call a feminine attribute. In Spanish, I think is it la amor or el amor? Oh, it's el amor. Okay, it's masculine. Okay, my bad. But it's defined as a feminine trait. The yin and yang theory, the male female theory. This is the shit we're talking about. It's not necessarily that it's only females that have love, but you know, mothers have this kind of bond with their children that's just really crazy, right? Anyways, my point is, there's nothing wrong with having feminine attributes in your masculinity. Usually, we call feminine attributes things like, you know, bitching and moaning, and because a lot of guys do bitch a lot, like they bitch a lot. Okay, we are some of the most whiniest motherfuckers on the planet. Okay, guys are really whiny. Women are not that whiny. Strangely enough, women man up more than men. Think about what I'm saying now. Yeah, we talk about the real man and all that. Okay, let a man, right, get a cold or some shit. He be whining and stuff. He goes still going and sniffling and whining. Women, not like that. They get a cold. Them motherfuckers would be as if they ain't even got a cold. Some of them will suck it up. Those motherfuckers know how to suck it up and impair like if nothing happened. Some women, they get beat, their ass get beat real bad at home by men, right? And they suck it up, put up their makeup and everything, and they just roll around as if nothing happened. Let it be in a man, huh? He getting his ass beat. He be all crying and everything. He try to cover it up, but you know his sulky little ass gonna have to say something. So I mean, in many respects, men can be rather bitchy. It's really weird. But you know, I'm not saying that women are not bitchy too. Women have a mean ass streak and it can be a real bitch. But what I'm saying is that men have some female attributes, women have some male attributes. Not to say that women are male or masculine. No. But what I'm saying is there are traits that are seen as masculine and traits that are seen as feminine. And one of them is compassion and love. So compassion and love and nurturing really is more of a female attribute. Not to say that women have it alone. Of course not. Men do too. But it's defined as feminine. All right? And that's all it means. But there's nothing wrong with it, right? It's not an attribute that's limited to male or female, but it's seen that way. That's what I'm saying. So there's nothing wrong with that. And even, you know, there are some guys, they call them pretty men, where they keep themselves all trimmed up and neat and everything. They're not rough and scruffy at any point in time. And I normally am like that. I'm generally, you know, I try to be GQ and shit and keep myself in order and all of that. But these days I don't give a fuck. So you see your gray hair here and all that shit. I don't give a fuck, man. And it's not because I don't want to be clean and neat. I'm trying to get there. But it's just that for me, quite frankly, and I'm a very honest person, for me right now, that's not a priority. Like I'm not trying to be somebody that's pleasing to the eye necessarily. I'm just trying to talk about boxing and stay focused on boxing, right? I'm not trying to be rough and rugged either. To be honest with you, I would like to neaten up and shave up and shit, but I just don't feel like it. I don't feel like I'm like, fuck that for now. I just focus on the boxing and shit like that. And so that's the way I'm focusing right now. You know, I don't need to be pretty. Fuck that. Some days I feel like, you know what, man, I need to look GQ and pretty. And other days it's like, fuck this. I need to do studio work. I need to get my studio work done, and then I'll shave up and neaten up later. I need to go to the dentist and get my teeth clean. Look how fucking yellow these teeth are. I mean, I could get nitty picky if you really want to get there, but you know, I don't give a fuck about that shit right now. I just like, listen, I got other things to do. I got other priorities. I'll clean up, neaten up, and shave up when I'm ready to get, you know. And so that's where it is. I try to still kind of maintain this shit, but it's not really being maintained right now. It is what it is, man. Shit. Who am I trying to impress right now? Nobody, right? So yeah, back to what I was saying. So at the end of the day, the important thing, in my opinion, in boxing with us boxing fans is we need to be more positive about certain things in boxing. It's kind of hard to do, I understand, because a lot of times, you know, our expectations are sent way up in the sky, and then these motherfuckers just do so and just pull everything from us, right? And all kinds of shit happen in boxing. Motherfuckers be on trial. They got cases going on. Some of it's hidden from us. Some of it is comes out in the open. You know, all kinds of shit is happening, right? But at the end of the day, our love for the sport of boxing, there's a lot of positive things. You know, in the WBC conference, we can get a lot of positive things from there. You know, when we look at this, man. The light heavyweight division is lit. It's a lit division. You know, we got Bivol versus BWF that could happen next, right? On top of that, we got Canelo versus Kovalov, which is a shit fight, but nonetheless, Kovalov is a bad motherfucker, and he's gonna be the crusher when he comes out, and he's gonna try and crush Canelo, and it's gonna be a good ass fight for a couple of rounds, and then Canelo gonna knock his ass out. And my boy Badu Jack says he don't see Canelo knocking out Kovalov. He sees him going to a decision, and Anthony Durrell agrees with him, and I think also Rozier said the same thing. So there we go. We got people who are professionals who do not believe that Canelo will knock out Kovalov, even though he's gonna knock out Kovalov. But so they will impress them, I guess. But at the end of the day, you know what? They're saying that he's going up 2 weight classes. Kovalov's a big dude, and he is a big dude. And Canelo's punches, we don't know if it's gonna have the same effect on Kovalov. So, you know, other people have these question marks, even though for me, I already know it's going to have an effect on Kovalov. How do I know this? If he stopped Rocky Fielding, who was soft to the body, he going to stop fucking Kovalov, who's soft to the body. Yeah, Rocky Fielding is not on the level of Kovalov, but guess what they have in common? They're soft to the body. They don't protect their body well. So it's going to happen, and it's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Yes, 175 pounders hit harder than 160 pounders, generally speaking, right? Even though my boy Abel Sanchez said that GGG hit harder than Kovalov. GGG hard knocked out Kovalov in sparring, right? From a body punch, okay? Hey, forget all of that, right? John David Jackson said, motherfucker soft to the body. It is what it is, right? So it don't really matter what these guys say. They can say whatever they want to say. They professionals. They know boxing better than I do. They got knowledge that they forgot that I have not even acquired. I agree with them on all of that, but shit, you can't fool me on this one. Like, y'all can't fool me on this one. You can't. The Crusher has problems taking body shots. And no matter how I look at it, and y'all can talk about how Andre Ward is a much better fighter than Canelo, he pound for pound #1, all that shit. But at the end of the day, this motherfucker went down. He went down to Andre Ward, who is not a power puncher, from body shots. From body shots. Eliter Alvarez knocked him out, sending it up to the body. Then he took him out to the head. This motherfucker cannot handle body shots. It's just what it is. He got lots of mass and lots of size, and he should use his mass and size. But at the end of the day, this motherfucker can't take a body shot. And that's just what it is. Sean Porter broke it down straight. He said, you know what, Canelo gonna stop him? Body shot. 8 round. It's what it is. It's inevitable. No matter what you guys say, I don't believe it. Because what my eyes see, I know my eyes see. It is what it is. All right? So, y'all could believe that Kovalov is not going with no body shot and Canelo going to go full rounds, 12 rounds with him. All right, believe that. I don't. I think this fight is ending in a stoppage, and it's going to be Kovalov who's going to get stopped with a body shot. I just believe that. I mean, it don't matter what Buddy McGirt tried to do with Kovalov between now and he better not try and do a whole bunch of things to try and change up Kovalov game. Kovalov going to be in a lot of trouble. He need to do enough for Kovalov to have enough muscle memory to remember shit. And we all know how this fight going in. I'm not watching it. I don't need to see it. All right? But I got a couple other fights that I want to ask you guys about. But until then, the next fight that I'm going to be breaking down is Canelo versus Triple G. All right? We're going to do the first fight, and we're going to see really who won that first fight. All right? But that's it for me. I see you guys still listening in, and that's cool. African American thought says, yes, I know you need balance as a man. Yeah, we need a balance. African American thought says a lot of masculinity is missing in our community. Yeah, boy, true guys, true men. Yeah, we got a lot of female models, guys growing up in single parent families with moms, but they don't really know what a dad's about, what role models of men's supposed to be. This is true. Not just masculinity, but what a man is supposed to be. What a man's supposed to be about. This is very true, my brother. African American thought says, I bet you Andrew Ward can come out of retirement and beat Canelo. 100%. If he comes out of retirement, gets his tune-up fights, he's going to beat Canelo ass. That's one guy that's going to beat Canelo. Guaranteed. 100%. I hope he don't come out of retirement for Canelo's sake. And I hope Canelo don't take that fight because he's going to lose. That's a fight he's definitely not going to lose. He's not beating Andrew Ward. He's not beating Andrew Ward. That's one guy he's not beating. He might beat everybody else, but he ain't beating Andrew Ward. African American thought says Canelo's gonna call him out. He better not. The man's retired. Canelo would be stupid to call him out. If I were Canelo, I ain't calling out shit. I'm going back down to 160 or 168. And I'm gonna fight some people down there. And when I get enough size, I go back up to 175. But until then, I'm going back down. I'm getting my little ass back down to 168 or 160. Yeah, that's what I'd do if I was Canelo. You heard it here first. He'd be a dumbass to call out Andre Ward. That would be stupid as fuck. Cause he gonna lose that fight. That's a fight he can't win. He don't want to face Demetrius Andrade. He don't want to face Jamal Charlo, but he gonna face Andre Ward. Please. Now he looking for an ass whooping. Andre Ward will beat his ass. 100%. That's a big payday for both of them. I mean, come on now. Andre Ward will beat his ass and then go back into retirement. I mean, come on now. That ain't making no sense. And he will get his ass beat. And he ain't getting no decision. The fight's going to be one-sided. It will be a one-sided fight. It would be a one-sided fight. It would not be. It would be so clear. It would be an Andrew Ward fight. I mean, that's up to him. If he want to do that, I ain't stopping him. But he gonna get his ass beat. I'm telling you that now, 100%. Andrew Ward will beat him. Yeah, Andrew Ward's one of your favorite fighters. Cool, man. That's dope. That's dope. He's not necessarily my favorite fighter. But I respect him. I respect what he does. I respect, his career. Andrew Ward ain't no fucking joke. I can tell you that. I respect him as a fighter. But that's just one guy that Canelo cannot. He could beat him. I guess he could beat him. But, shit. This is Andrew Ward we're talking about. The man who could fight on the inside, the outside. He was fighting everybody with one arm for most of his fucking career, man. Come on now. Beat Kyle Frutch with one arm. Kessler with one arm. Chad Dawson with one arm. That's some crazy ass shit. The first fight with Sergey Kovalev, one arm. This man's a one-arm fighter. Y'all gotta be tripping if y'all think that Andrew Ward is gonna lose to Canelo. Anybody who think that, they nuts. African American thought says that's why Triple G ducked him. Bad. He's clout chasing. He never intended to face Andrew Ward. He never left 160. Triple G's been fighting at 160 his entire career. This is the guy Abel Sanders said, I go in on Triple G hard. Now, he's a good fighter. Don't get me wrong. Triple G's a good fighter. All right. You know what's the funny thing? Now hearing these trainers say, oh, no. Buddy McGirt saying, Triple G is just a good. He's a good fighter. He ain't no great fighter. Yeah, that shit is really funny. Because, everybody was saying, oh, Triple G's a great fighter and blah, 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 blah. All of a sudden, Canelo beats his ass and he a good fighter. Stefanchenko finishes him off. He a good fighter. He not a great fighter no more. Hypocrisy of people, man. He was pound for pound number one by ESPN. Now we know ESPN is full of shit because now they took the loss off of Lomachenko's resume and now he's 14-0. All of a sudden he's 14-0. The amount of bullshit that we see, man, there's a lot of propaganda out here. So full of shit. That's why some people just be like negative about boxing. But hey, let's talk about the positive of boxing, like I said before. I'm looking forward to some of the fights that, I don't know who's facing who in the welterweight division right now. The top tier welterweights, I don't know what's happening. Keith Thurman said he wanted to get the Pacquiao fight again. I don't think he's gonna get that. Pacquiao, we don't know who he's facing. Errol Spence, it looked like it was gonna be Danny Garcia, but now it's up in the air. It could be Terrence Crawford next year. You never know. That's a good fight. I wanted to see Porter versus Terrence Crawford. I guess that's not going to happen either. So, what we got left? Granados is going to be facing, Adrian Granados is going to be facing, that kid's name, Adrian Broner kid. He's promoted by Adrian Broner. Something Junior. You want to see Terrence fight Danny or Ugas? I would love to see that myself. I prefer Danny than Ugas. I think Ugas is a little too slow. I think Danny, because he had a history with Danny and Ugas, I could see why you want that. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. I think those are good matchups. Danny, Ugas, definitely. Great stuff. Oh, I'm yawning, man. I need to still go out and get some things. Come back here. Also, I gotta eat supper, but yeah, man, I've been talking boxing with you guys for like an hour and 37 minutes and 31 seconds. Talking this fight, now I'll be chopping it up. What do you guys think about the fight? What do you think about the scoring of the fight? You think it was fair enough? So, like I said before, Sugar Ray Leonard took rounds 1 and 2. Hagler got round 3. Sugar Ray Leonard got round 4. Hagler got round 5. Sugar Ray Leonard got 6. Hagler got 7. And Sugar Ray Leonard got 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. When I was scoring, I think I gave Hagler round 10. Or was it round 8? I think it was round 8. It was round 8, sorry. Not round 10, round 8. So I think he took 7 and 8, and then Leonard took 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, man. It was nice talking with you guys. I'm going to be out of here, but you will catch me in a minute. I will be going back to talk about some other things, and then I'm going to try and do Canelo versus GGG. We also, you know what? I might do, you know what I would do? Because I think a lot of you guys wanted, some of you Wilder fans want that. I'm going to do Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder first. I got to be very careful because it's a Showtime PBC fight, I think it is. And so I have to be very careful because CBS, they can flag me for these videos. All right? But we were trying to go through fight by fight. And any other fights you guys wanted me to score, of course, some of you guys wanted me to talk about Sugar Ray Leonard's style of boxing. Let me do that right now in this video as well. Break down Sugar Ray Leonard's style of boxing. So Sugar Ray Leonard was a guy, he had a wide stance, but he knew how to use that wide stance to roll. So he would shoulder roll with this shoulder, shoulder roll with that shoulder. And as you see, he gets low, but he uses his shoulder still as defense. So he gets low. And sometimes he cross arms or he keeps his arms tucked in and he rolls either shoulder. So you're already hitting the punches on the shoulder instead of his head. And he protects his head, keeping his chin down, and he will roll under punches or dip under punches and bump you. So you stay close up to you and move with your punches. When you see you stay close to the body of a person, you can feel their arms moving and you can move with their arms. Okay? So that's what basically all you would do to clinch off the top. Leonard also was good with his footwork. Mostly he would skip around the ring, meaning he would bounce around the ring. He had a bouncing style, then he would settle down and then he sometimes would stick out his head, and that was just to really distract you, so he could hit you with um, his jab. He used his jab a lot, counter jabs a lot. Leonard would also lean in at different angles, and then he lean in to throw the right or the left, snap back out of the way of punches. You use a little bit of swivel head movement. He crashed his opponent with left-right combinations to the body and to the head. He was very fast when it comes to that. Sometimes square up a little too much on the ropes, but he would use the two guard when he was up against the ropes, and he would let his body rock back against the ropes or rock forward. He was very relaxed in the ring usually, very quick with his feet. He would do a lot of antics, like he would raise his arms, or he would do the chicken scratch like Muhammad Ali do, or he'd throw a bolo punch like you saw him do against Marvin Hagler. You know, he had little antics he would do also, like he would sometimes use the high guard to walk to you, but he wasn't really good at doing the high guard. But he was very instinctive, so he would make adjustments. He would adapt to try and make sure if he realized he was losing the fight one way, he would try something else. So he would do little adjustments, adaptations. You could tell he studied and researched his opponents. He would send spies in to spy on his opponent in their camps and get information from them, kind of like what Floyd Mayweather does and a number of other fighters. He was always well conditioned for fights. Sugar Ray Leonard was a guy who believed in biorhythms, so he would look in the mirror to know if he was going to be in fighting mode or if he was just going to be flat, which means he was just his normal self. Because he felt that Sugar Ray Leonard, the fighter, was different to Ray Leonard, the civilian. So basically, he was like, if I felt flat for a fight, he knew he was going to lose the fight. If he felt he was up for the fight and he felt like he was in fighting mode, so he believed in that kind of stuff. Sugar Ray Leonard, obviously, he won. He beat everybody that was great in his era from 147 to 160. At 168, he also rematched some guys, some legendary fighters. And then he really wasn't a 168 pounder. He came in barely at, he never even made 160 really well. It's like 156, 157 pounder. So he fought at 168, but he never really was a 168 pounder. He fought guys like Duran and Hearns at 168. Came back down to 154, which was really his ideal weight. He was really a 154 pounder. And he fought Terry Norris. Terry Norris roasted his ass. Of course, he was like 33, 34, I think, at the time. And he was still in his prime, but he got his ass whooped by Terry Norris. And then he retired from boxing, and then he came back one last time and got his ass beat by Hector Camacho. He was 41. So anyway, the point is 42, 41, somewhere there. But Sugar Ray Leonard was a great boxer. He tried to figure out his opponents. Like I liked how he figured out Floyd Mayweather Sr. and his style. He was able to break it down. Of course, Floyd Mayweather Sr. is nothing like Floyd Mayweather Jr. It's more basic, but he was able to break down that basic style and get in there and land combinations and finally get Floyd Mayweather Sr. out of there in round 10. It's very impressive. So Sugar Ray Leonard was a great fighter. Great fighter. Even though he had only a few fights, he didn't really have a lot of fights. He had like 40, 45 fights, something like that. 40, 45 fights. But he had a remarkable career. He faced, most of the best fighters of his era that were in his weight class. So you got to give him kudos for that. I got to get out of here, guys. One of my eyes is red. I think I scratched it or something. I can't remember what I did. And I don't know why I'm feeling so tired all of a sudden. But I'm going to catch you guys later. So I tried to dot my I's, cross my T's. Jessica Jimeno. You always want to know what Sugar Ray Leonard's style. I'm telling you about it. It'd be nice if I demonstrated it, but I can't really do that right now. I got to get out of here and do some things. So I will catch you guys later. Peace.